Hey friends, Friday van chat number 2. Okay, I'm still driving home, so I thought I would just go ahead and do another van chat about some things. I want to talk about heat when you are out in the cold and what to use for heat. And what was the other thing I was thinking about? Oh, camping. Okay, so I thought about going camping the first weekend in November. Well, there is nothing out there. It's all booked up. I guess everybody goes camping nowadays, and I can't find a spot, even a tent spot with no electricity. And I was really trying to find one with electricity, and I would take a little ceramic heater, and at least I would have that if I needed it, because I don't really know yet. I don't want to be out there and not be prepared and be freezing cold. And so, because it will get down probably in the 30s. The weekends that I'm looking at, and so I thought, well, it'd be nice to have electricity, so I could plug in a ceramic heater and run it for just a little bit, because with the van, or even if I was in a tent, it's not going to take much to heat it up. And and my tent even has a little hole for like a extension cord to go through. So okay, well, it doesn't even matter. I could not find a site anywhere within like an hour and a half radius. And because I'm leaving, after work, I need to get set up before it gets dark. It gets dark before, between 5 and 6, so you don't have much time. Okay, so then I said, well, let's try the second weekend in November. So the second weekend in November, I did find a spot. And the campground's almost full, though, in some of the ones I'm looking. And I spend so much time going from campground to campground to campground looking for sites. First of all, finding a campground that's open all year, because they're not all open all year. It's seasonal. So anyway, I found one for the second weekend in November, and I will shoot for that. And so I know it's probably going to be cold, so the site does have electricity. Now it must be the site, I think it's the site that kind of it separates the RV sites from the tent sites, because it said that it wasn't big enough for an RV, because you wouldn't have room to put your sides up. It recommended either a pop-up camper or tent camping. And I thought, okay, that's me. I'm in a van, or I might have my tent out. I don't know. And so that works. And I'll have electric if I need to. And I'll probably have a ceramic heater. I am debating about getting one of those Mr. Buddy heaters with the propane. Haven't done it yet. I don't. They're kind of, I don't know, they're about $100 or something like that, unless I find a used one. So, I'm still kind of fearful of running propane in the van. And I know people do it. And, I do have the guards on my windows, so I can open it. I have one vent window that opens. I have 2 vent windows, but only one works. So, yeah, whatever. So I can have that open. I do have a carbon monoxide detector. It's not in here right now, but it's at home. I bought it just for my trips. But there's still that fear. It's a small area. If it's in my tent, even in the tent though, the tent I would have to open a window. Yeah, so I'd have to have a screen window open. And I didn't even know what my top of the tent is covered with the rain fly. I guess you don't always have to put the rain fly up if it's not raining. It could just be open. I've never really slept in a tent with just not putting the rain fly on. But maybe, I guess if you don't need it, it's just kind of scary to have it open like that. I don't know. That's something else I need to think. I really want to set my tent up at my house and try to get it folded up smaller and so forth, but not this weekend. Whew. Raining and raining. So it's not going to happen this weekend at all. And but maybe I might see that November 1st weekend that I wanted to go camping. I might try and set it up then and see. I'm still trying to get a fire pit for my house so I can have fires outside. So that, I don't know if you can hear my windshield wipers, but they're going and going because it's consistently raining now. Fortunately, it's not hard, so I'm thankful for that for sure. But I just want to talk about the heat thing. I know other YouTubers use it, and excuse me, they use the propane and don't have a problem with it. And a lot of people cook in their van, no big deal, you know. So I think that's just something I just have to do it, and you know, you survive and realize it's okay. I can make it. So once again, it's that fear, and just have faith, so things will be okay, and I'll be okay if I use a propane heater. You know, you have to be smart, and I know that things can happen, and you know, you hear stories of people that used a generator. There was one story, one of the YouTubers that I watch. I don't watch them very often because, well, I don't want to say anything bad about anybody. That's not nice. But he tries to tell you the real stuff that's going to happen if you live a nomadic lifestyle and that kind of stuff. And and a lot of the stuff, I mean, none of the stuff he's saying is untrue. It's just, are we going to let that fear keep us from doing things? So he'll share stories of people who have died by, being killed in this lifestyle, or like the story he shared about, there was a couple at their cargo camper. They had a cargo trailer, and they turned on their generator to get some heat, I think, or something like that. They ended up dying from the carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, my thing is, the mistake they made is they ran the generator in their trailer. You have a gas generator, you cannot run it in your trailer. You have to have it outside. And so that was a mistake that cost them their life. And I don't want to make a mistake that will cost my life. And so you do your best to be wise and get educated and not make any of those mistakes. You hope. We all make mistakes, and sometimes when we make the mistakes, it's a mistake that will be fatal. And so that happens all the time, unfortunately. So that's really all I wanted to mention. I do have a reservation to go camping, and second weekend in November, so I'll be getting ready for that. And heat. What am I going to do for heat? Right now I'm just thinking about a ceramic heater and using the electric at the campsite, and that's probably what I'll do. And then for a long term though, like in March when I go up to be by my son for a little bit for an extended camping trip, it will probably still be cool in March. So I'm going to have to debate about this propane heater thing, because I was looking at some campsites by the Mark Twain National Forest. There's a lot of free sites, and I don't know my chances of, should I reserve a site at a paid place or risk trying to find a free one? But with the free site, there's not going to be anything. There's not going to be any water. There's no bathroom. There's no electric. So, well, there might be like an outhouse bathroom. Some of them have water, but the ones I was looking at don't. So I'd have to really be prepared, and I don't know if I'm really prepared enough to have to supply everything I need for 4 or 5 days. I don't know. It'd be kind of scary, but I think I would definitely need a heater up in Missouri. So, all right, I am going to run into Bargain Hunt, and I like to go in there and look at their camping stuff, see if they have any sales or bargains, and just wanted to talk about let you know I'm going camping. I got it reserved, and hopefully that's going to work. Unless it does what it's doing this weekend, the rain, then I wouldn't be able to do it. And heat. How do you keep warm? I think heating is easier than the cold. No, wait a second. Heating's easier than like air conditioning, because I don't mind bundling up in a blanket or a sleeping bag. I don't mind that. But when you're hot, it's really hard to get cool. So find joy through serving and be blessed.